Okay, welcome back. Now I'm going to continue my 32 and 32 with the Detroit Lions. Typically, when you finish 14th in the overall standings, that means you have made the postseason. But due to the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in a different division, they were able to squeak into the postseason with an 8-9 record, whereas the Detroit Lions finished with a 9-8 record. Unfortunately, we're on the outside looking in. It honestly came down to week 18 of the season for them to even stay in a playoff hunt. But due to the fact that the Seattle Seahawks also got their ninth win in the season, and I do believe they won the season matchup, I could be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure they did. Um, the Lions are, like I said, ousted, and we're not able to have postseason action in that state of Michigan. Coming into the 2023, before I get onto that, I'll quickly go over their home record and their away record. So just like a lot of you probably know, you have an odd number of games in the season, so therefore you're either going to have one extra home game or one extra away game when it comes to Week 18. They finished 5-4. Hold on a second. Five wins, 4 losses. There we go. And when it came against the division, they were actually completely dominant, surprisingly, in the NFC North with a 5-1 ratio against their division rivals. So it's amazing that they had so much success against their division and they still weren't able to get into the postseason. So it's truly astonishing that they played so great against the Bears, Packers, and Vikings, respectively. So, like I've done in my previous video, I'm now just going to go over a couple of stats, and then I'll go on to the additions and subtractions for each team. So the Detroit Lions went in all in with Jared Goff because obviously they traded Matthew Stafford before the 2021/22 season. So Jared Goff is now the man under center. He threw for, hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Should have done that first before I started talking about him. So last year, Goff threw 4,438 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's pretty impressive. A completion of 65%. So he had a pretty decent season to say the least. The 29-7 ratio is just astonishing. So now we'll quickly go back to the standings and I'll go over the additions and subtractions for said Lions. Okay, so they lost Jamal Williams. I believe he went to another NFC team. Yeah, he went to the New Orleans Saints. So he had a pretty big season last year for the Lions, if I'm not going to lie. And then 3 people that they have added are safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And I'm just going to pull up his stats right now and see where he played last year. Played for the Philadelphia Eagles, so obviously he was part of that team that went to the Super Bowl. They ultimately fell short, so they obviously have a little bit of experience in the postseason action aspect of the roster, so that can potentially help this Lions team moving forward. They also acquired Cameron Sutton, a cornerback, so another defensive player, and he last played with the Pittsburgh Steelers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So aside from last year, he had a pretty decent career with them, considering they were so successful for all those seasons. And David Montgomery, a running back, he did play for the Packers, but I have a funny feeling he went somewhere else prior to that, unless he just re-signed with Detroit. We'll find out here in just a second. The Chicago Bears. So he did start off his career with the Packers. Then he played the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons with the Bears, and now he's a member of the Detroit Lions. So therefore, Vikings fans, when his contract's up with the Lions, make sure you sign this guy. This way, he can say he played for every single team in the NFC North. So that takes care of all the additions and subtractions. So coming in to the 2023-2024 seasons, there's high hope, in all honesty, for Detroit. They easily could compete for a wild card position. I truly believe the Vikings have that division down pat. Um, but I truly believe that the Lions have probably the best chance of finally ending their playoff drought and getting back into the postseason. I could see them getting 10-7 if I'm going to be completely honest, because if they were that dominant against their division just a season ago, if you go 5-1 against your division, 9 times out of 10 you will make the postseason. So I could see them easily finishing in the number 2 spot in that NFC North division. As always, thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take care.